So that can be a big fear for people. So I think what we need to do is make sure that, you know, we create systems in place so that people who have money or an invested interest in investing in Africa and these types of places have the systems and structures and security in place to be able to do so. So that's something that we're really looking at. Because again, a lot of it is trust, right? We've been taught not to trust one another. And so all you hear, especially like I'm Nigerian, all you hear in Nigeria is corruption. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but if we looked at the news for the last however months in the UK, all I've seen is corruption. But people are still investing. They're still getting loans. They're still getting investment. So I think sometimes they can be very selective on how they punish people for the same crime. Do you know what I mean? And tarnish people's names and so forth. So I think it's really important. We've seen it with Ghana where, you know, the president actually said, look, we want people to come back. We want to give you visas and passports to come back, invest, work, bring your skills over here, you're wanted. I think the more and more countries that do that, the better it's going to be and the more opportunities are going to be there. But I think it's really important that we're here in the UK, America, wherever it may be, and we've got roots here, but also, you know, diversify. Don't put all your money just in one country. If you can make money in other countries, if there are other opportunities. I was speaking to one of my friends and she was saying that, you know, she worked in a bank here in the UK. And when she looked at the bank in the UK, she could see how high she could go within that bank. She never could see herself getting to the point of being the CEO of a bank in the UK or whatever. But she goes to Nigeria and she could see herself being the CEO of a bank in Nigeria or CEO of a big company in Nigeria, of a similar stature to the ones over here. So sometimes it's one of those things where actually, you know, we're pushing here, but actually our breakthrough is in another environment. What's really going to make the difference is us taking what we've learned here, the systems we've learned here, the skills we've learned here, and then applying them in these other countries in Africa, the Caribbean, and taking it to the next level over there. The problem is that there's not the trust to be able to do that. There's the fear of you're going to get, you know, scammed or you're going to lose your money. But then also there's not the infrastructure to make sure that actually there's the right contracts, there's the right rules, there's the right things around to make sure that people are protected.
So what do you think about Nigeria right now? Obviously, Nigeria, man, going back home, I don't know whether that's investing in something or other, or doing some kind of business there. Like, what are you thinking about that? Because I know right now there's a whole thing of like Nigeria, it's not that safe.
Yeah, I think there's loads of opportunities all over Africa. I think that's something that I'm definitely pursuing in regards to looking at opportunities external from just the UK. I think sometimes it can be very difficult. Okay, yeah, I've done my ISA, I've done my pension, you know, I've got some stocks. Okay, I've got a house, you know what I mean? I've got property, I've got a business. Okay, I've done what I need to do in the UK. Now I'm very UK. When you look at your portfolio, when you look at your assets, they're all in one country.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe sometimes US and UK.
Exactly. Maybe you might have some shares in the US or wherever, but you're still in two main countries. Do you know what I mean? And so actually, it's like, how do I diversify this to start to say, can I take some outside of geographically? Like sometimes you need to diversify geographically as well. So actually diversify in different countries. And also the opportunities. Like I always say, like, you know, 10,000 here in the UK, okay, you might get, let's say you get 10%, all great. But 10,000 over there, you know, that could be 100%, 1,000% growth, do you know what I mean? Depending on what you're doing, because the opportunities are so there. And by the time you switch, like I was saying it to my mum the other day, I was like, you're a millionaire in NAIRA. Like you might be here in London feeling like life's tough and things are hard and you haven't got as much money as you'd like. But you take your money to, like, you're a millionaire over there. Do you know what I mean? So now it's about, okay, what do we do? How do we leverage this? Because we're earning money in a currency that is valued higher than the currency in that country. So the standard of living, the things we do, the opportunities are open to us that maybe are closed. I want to invest, you've only got 10K and all the doors are closed, that's too small, minimum investment's 100K. Well, now you take your 10K over there, you know what I mean? That's how many thousands over there. Now you have a seat at the table. True. Now they want to listen to you. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's about looking at how do we push and take the power of the assets that we've created over here and take them to other countries where we actually get a seat, we actually get ownership. I'm tired of just, yes, have stocks, yes, have investments, but also what can I own that I can have say over? When I put my money in my Vanguard or I put it in my money box or whatever, when you put it into your fund, you're just putting, you have no say.
But people say that when you earn a certain percentage, you get... Where is it that you go to again?
The shareholders meeting.
That's what it is, shareholders meeting. So okay. It's nothing basically.
Yeah, you go to the shareholders meeting, that happens all the time. Shareholders of the football clubs, the fans will come and have the other football clubs changing how they're behaving. They're not changing. Like, yes, you can have their directors' meetings and you can have a say, and you know, everyone stands up, put your hand up, stand up. I don't like Then they say, oh, you know, we're gonna change and we've taken it on board. And then they do whatever they're gonna do. And as long as they give you the returns at the end of the year, no one's gonna complain as long as you get the dividends. What I'm talking about is, don't just give me dividends. Let me have a say and to say, look, actually, I think that we should hire more local people and train up more local people to make sure that we're not just making money here, we're actually leaving skills and talents where we're making that money. You can't have that say here in the UK. You can't say, oh yeah, you know what, I'm from this council estate, like I feel like because we're doing this housing development, let's make sure that we do this and do. They're not, bruv.
Yeah, but bro, I can't lie, let's be honest. One of the doubts from some people who are essentially born here in the UK, when you go back home, you're just seen as foreign. Yeah. Even if you might know the language, but they just see by your demeanour.
Of course.
So I don't know how you kind of that. I don't know.
It's called networking, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Every man, you want to be an island. You want to go. You want to go to a country. It's like, imagine now, like a white man comes to the end, and just says, yo, yeah, you lot, I want to do this. Like, listen to me, follow me, and do this. You think, bruv, who are you, bruv? Where have you been? Like, imagine a man come from Newcastle with his accent, sounding like Ant and Dec, come down and want to tell a man how to keep it moving. It's not gonna make sense. And a lot of the time, that's what we do. We're here over here with our British accent. We don't speak the language. Like, it's already like, you ain't even took the time to learn my language, but now because you've got money, you think I should listen to you. Learn the language, network with people. Don't just go on the one time and say, look, let's go and do this. Go over, you know, go and meet people, mingle, build up a team, build up a network, have locals on the ground that can speak for you, understand who are the key stakeholders in the things that you're trying to do. And then you can partner and then you'll see a difference. Can't just turn up and just say, listen, I've got some money, I want to invest, you lot should invest with me. You lot should support me. Like, who are you? Like, what have you done for me that I now, because you need me, I don't need you. I was already here.
So what would you say the best thing for someone to do in Nigeria, and obviously you're born in the UK, you go back home, you ain't been to Nigeria for X amount of years, link up with a cousin there, basically, and get your cousin to kind of pattern things on the ground.
Yeah, and even if you haven't got that, you might do network here. There are people here in the UK or in America that are going back and forth. There are reputable business people that you can partner with and do projects with and do stuff together. Do you know what I mean? Don't try and just put your money in on your because you want to get all the return. Partner with people that have sway, have a reputation in that country that you can work with. Do you know what I mean? This is not just for Africa. This is the same thing with Dubai. Bare man are going to the Middle East. How are you getting over there? You got to meet. You got to network. You got to be around people. You got to also work on yourself to know what value you can bring to someone. Like, what are you trying to do out there? Sometimes you don't know what you're trying to do out there because you don't know what the opportunities are out there. So you got to be out there. You got to mingle. You got to be out there, make stuff happen, meet people, and then opportunities will come out. So that's in anything. But same thing here in the UK. If you're living a certain lifestyle, you're not happy with it, and you want it to change, go and meet people that live the lifestyle you want. Where do they hang out? What do they do? Like, be around them, speak to them, like, and then they can connect you and say, look, think about this, think about that. Look at the boy that went to Chelsea and knocked on the doors. Remember, he went and knocked on the doors, said, look, and just kept asking people that, how did you buy this house? I'd love to buy a house here. And then one guy just gave him a job. Life has changed because he left his estate and said, look, I see this road, I see people doing really well here. Like, I know how much these houses cost. Let me go and find out from them how they've done that. That's networking. That's mingling. You've got to have the courage and the confidence to go and speak to people. If that happens no matter what in life. Because one thing I feel like we are doing better as a people, like, we are business owners. Do you know what I mean? We do have well-paid jobs. We are homeowners. We are investing. You know, we're even getting investment. We're getting money from VC. Obviously not as much as we want, but it does exist. What we're trying to push now is to say, look, this is possible. More of us should be in these spaces. Don't feel like you don't belong, because you belong. That's the challenge, because I feel like it's all about paradigms. Like, I feel like for a lot of us, we've been told for so long that we're a certain thing that it's very difficult when someone comes and says, you can be this or you can do this. Man will say, well, no, you can, but I don't see how I can. When I try and share my story to let people know, like, bruv, I've come from where you come from and I was able to get out. Like, you might not be able to be me, but you can be the best version of you. Like, sometimes I feel like people are like, oh no, I've become a millionaire. So it doesn't work like that. Like, the honest truth, it doesn't work like that. Like, I know that there are certain things that happened in my life that have put me to where I am today, that even if people tried to copy, they maybe not get to the same level. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you can't find the best version of you and get where you're going.
I think to touch on with that, is that people need to realise that everybody is not equal in a complete sense, where everybody's got their own individual USP.
Yeah.
So, for instance, where somebody else may have extreme knowledge in their finances and how to manage their finances and create more finances to where they become a millionaire now, somebody else may have a great understanding of social dynamics maybe, and they can understand the community and they become a keystone within the community, and that's their USP, and that's almost like they're calling from God or whatever,
exactly.
basically.
Exactly.
So I realised that more recently, but I definitely come to terms with the fact that like we're not all equal. Everybody has their USPs.
Exactly. I think one of the biggest fake or one of the biggest drawbacks is that people will compare success on the amount of money that you make.
Yeah, that's
And so you'll say, oh, you make this much, that makes you successful. It's a lie. That is a blatant lie. One thing I've realized is that happiness and success is based on your individuality. And so there are people who are earning 100K. I met someone, she was a lawyer. So she come to me, she read my book. She come to me and she's like, she's a lawyer and she quit being a lawyer to go and set up something completely different. Like completely different, earning like 30K.
You know, lawyers on 100.
Yeah, on 100 plus.
Yeah.
Do you know how happy she is?
Amazing.
She's like, best thing ever.
Amazing.
Best thing ever. I get to be with my kids, I get to balance. I've done that and I've put these things in place. And it's like, actually, you got to compare to what you want out of life. The biggest problem with people is you haven't got a plan for you. Mm-hmm. And because you haven't got a plan for you, every day, whatever comes your way, you'll just move to. So now you meet your brethren, I'm thinking about doing this. Now you're on that. Yeah. Then your next brethren comes, I'm thinking of doing, now you're just moving. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. The alarm clock goes off, you wake up, you go to work, you come home. You don't really have a purpose. You just know you need to make money because that's what they taught us from school, is to go and make money. But I remember the reason they taught you so much to go and make money is so that you go and make it so then they can take it back. Whether that be through tax, whether that be through consumerism, however, go and make that money so we can take it back because that's how the system works. The system rolls by you spending. And so what I'm trying to do is get you to understand is, number one, live life on your own terms. Don't just make money, make the money that you need for the life that you want. Do you know what I mean? And then when you make that, make sure that the money that you worked hard for is now working for you. Yeah. Because you just make money and it just goes out your hands. Like, I tell people, how much do you think you spent? All the time. How much do you think you spent? 1,000, 1,500? No problem. By the time we go through it, 3,200, and you earn 3,500. It's crazy. And you wonder why you ain't got money. That's good P. If you're getting 3,500 after tax, that's a good salary. That's way above average. Yet man that are earning 20K, 30K are living a better life than you. They got more left over than you. They got more savings than you. So it's really important that we understand that it's not just about how much money you earn. Your value doesn't come from the amount of money you earn, but live life on your terms.
That's another thing as well, yeah, where people are so touchy about talking about like their salaries in the UK because they feel as if like my salary is me. Like, okay, I am 50K. That is me. You are 50K. Your name is not you, you're 50K, and you are 20K. So it's like, do you know what, yeah, when people are talking about their salaries, it's like, I don't talk about salary because I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
When I talk to some of my brethren are on like not so good salaries, and I know some people that are on 6 salaries, yeah, and they feel like they are going to get judged by people that are on lower salaries than them.
Of course.
And it's like, yo, it's not that deep. Like, we're just having a conversation amongst people. Do you get me?
No, but it is. I know you say that, but it is because now, so one man's on 100, the next man's on 25, and then now we go out for drinks, and the man saying, let's split. I'm going to say, rah, my brother, you earn 4 times more than me, and you want to split. But it doesn't work like that because remember now, man on 100 is paying much more tax. To understand, man on 100 might have a bigger mortgage. You can't judge man's outgoings based on man's salary. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're living different lifestyles. Do you see what I'm saying? And then also now, if man's on 25 and now everyone wants to go Dubai, a man says, yeah, I'm coming. You say, well, what are you doing, bro? How are you affording that on your salary? So people feel seen, they feel like they can't move, they feel judged, like they feel like people are going to judge them based on their income. So they keep it to themselves. But the worst part is that actually what the person on 25, if I've got someone that's earning 100K in my network, I'm on 25, I need to be telling this person I'm on 25 and let them tell me what they did to get to 100.
Exactly.
But instead we feel like, okay, bro, I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want no one to know. Like, even one of my brethren, like, when I found out what he was on, I had to find out through another brethren that told me, my man's doing this. Man got him a job ASAP, boom. His life changed. Do you know what I mean? And so it's about having those communications. Like, it's about having that network. we shouldn't feel embarrassed to say I'm doing this or I'm on this. You're not defined by it. Like I always say, you could be earning one thing today, that doesn't mean that's what you're going to be earning tomorrow. A man can be a millionaire today and be bankrupt. So what? But what is it? It's just a moment in time. If I know how to be a millionaire once, I can go and do it again. Do you see what I'm saying? We always talk about Mike Tyson losing 400 million and becoming bankrupt, but he's a millionaire again. Because he's done it once, so he can do it again. Exactly. He's done it again. So the point being is that, okay, cool. You're not judged by that. It's just a moment in time. And so when people get over that and actually focus going forward, I think life looks better, feels better. They're able to now live life without regret. I think a lot of us live life with regret, with shame and embarrassment. But only we know that, because you think if I tell someone they're going to judge me, so now you feel judged. You judge yourself. Do you understand? But actually, I'm here to help. I'm here to support. Do you know what I mean? And so we need to share these things.
So what's the best way of getting around that then? What, more so sharing salaries, or because I think some of the things that you stated, I think it would be difficult to kind of get around. Like, let's say, for instance, somebody wants to go into the bar and they're on 25 and the bedrooms are on like 50, 60. They just want to enjoy themselves. So they say, no, don't enjoy yourself. Stay at home. No,
it's not don't enjoy yourself, but it's about the group knowing, okay, we've got someone that's on maybe a lower amount. Let's think about what are we going to do when we're out here. Because it's more than just a ticket and a hotel, right? Now when you're out there, the activities, the drinks that you want to buy, the clubs you want to go to, like, there's only a certain amount of money, do you know what I mean? So, and also these things should be planned. A lot of the time you want to do them last minute. So if someone's on a smaller income than you, their last minute means debt, because they don't have the day to day. So actually it's really important that it's planned in advance so that people can save towards it. No one's saying don't enjoy yourself. What we're saying is don't do it at the detriment to yourself.